Hey coaches, today we're talking day two insertion with a 3-4 defense. So on day two we're putting in our slant call, which to us is a strong call. Our Lou and Roy, which is our four when we're bringing four-man pressure, usually in passing situations, or usually, honestly, we call it when we're playing passing league. So when we got usually a spread team that's dinking and dunking, we'll start playing Lou and Roy, and it's a call we use a lot during passing league. And then our cover three, which is very much a country cover three, and it is our answer to twins and trips, is basically when we get in that. So let's talk slant first. Slant is a strong call. I drew it up versus wing T because it's a call we love versus wing T. We still use these same reads. You know, we talk to kids about butt, face, hip read. Then we talk to them about a double team read. We are still very much on the mindset that with our step and rip, we should not be blocked by the man we're lined up against. We try to make him invisible. When we get double, we'll feel the double team coming, and we got answers for that. But we should never be blocked by the man that's head up on us. So let's go through each one of them. We'll just do this one just for if he gets a butt read, that means he's getting a pull. Just like we do in pinch, he is going to, he's already stepped and ripped. He is now chasing that butt with his inside hand, leaving his outside hand long, trying to create a big, a big target, and he's trying to keep his shoulders square and work down the line of scrimmage at heel level. A lot of that's happened because we tend to get backdoored by the trap. He takes his slant, so everyone's working this slant right here. If he takes a slant, he gets a face read. That means this guy has turned on him. Now he gets two hands on him. He gets eyes under chin, and he tries to jam that guy back into the hole and protect that B gap and basically play the A gap with that guy's butt. The next one is a hip read. If he gets this kind of deal going on where they're either blocking down the nose or going the backside backer, he is going to punch that hip hard and then work square, squeeze and stay square, always prepared to spill the next level blocker. And then the last one is the double team, and because we play smaller guys, we're playing guys, 190 to 220 is our typical D lineman for us. We're trying to get more speed out there. We're expecting, we're expecting to occupy blocks. We're expecting to, but we're also expecting to make plays. That's why we're playing those faster type kids, is we're wanting them to make plays. So all of a sudden he gets something that looks and feels like that. He's getting a true double team. He's got a guy in his face, and then he's feeling the second guy getting into his hip. We are a drop the leg. If you can hold on to this one and drop the inside leg and make a pile right there, it's tough to we want them to keep the O-line occupied, keep them off the backers, and we all know it's tough to play linebacker when you got a D lineman up, sitting in your lap. So the idea of not getting pushed back, not letting these guys come off on combos, grab this one, drop your inside leg, make a pile right there, occupying this gap is basically how we're playing it. I know the NFL where they're stabbing a knee and holding it and then coming off when one of them leaves, that's great. But our guys are usually overmatched on size, so we're making a pile right there, we're making a mess right there, and let the linebackers clean it up. We talked about spilling the next level. The only other one, and not necessarily get it right here, but still we end up getting this block occasionally with this guy trying to wash us down. Still, just like we did in pinch, they can run the hoop. So he's ripped. Now he's going to rip hard and try to run the hoop and chase behind him. We know if guards are going that way, we want to go that way. Or he can sit and spin and come over the top. But whatever happens, if the guard's going that way, we got to be going that way. Something's happening in that direction. So two techniques that we use, whether they're running the hoop or sitting and spinning, we got to go the same direction that the linebacker's going, that the guard's going. These guys are making their normal reads. They're reading the guards, and these guys are making their normal reads. These are helmet reads, helmet out, helmet in, or helmet at me, and the H would be reading the near back, or, you know, in wing T, they'll put this guy up here and we'll treat him just like a tight end, and we'll read his helmet the same. So, love this call versus wing T. You know, just a good run stopping call. You know, it's hard to go be wrong if you're calling a slant call. We typically, we would call a whole lot against wing T, we would call a whole lot of slant, we would call some pinch, and then in passing situations, we would call some angle. All right, so that's where we are on the slant call, one of our base calls. I'm going to go ahead and draw it up against, drawing up against spread for these next two, because these are more passing type situations. So we'll go ahead and do it all at once. So we'll say we got trips this way, we got a single that way, and we got a back right here, and we are, in this situation, our H would be 2 by 2, our S would be 2 by 2, and let's go ahead. We'll start it out with doubles and then we'll go to trips. So we're looking like this. We would be 4 behind it, and that would be 4 plus. With obviously, if it's on the hash, a lot of times we'd be playing quarter house across. We don't necessarily have to tie our secondary calls to our front calls. There's only a couple blitz situations where they're absolutely tied together. So they operate fairly independently a lot of the times. So we'll just draw this up to a Roy. Let's pretend this is the boundary. So we're going to call Roy call. Roy call would tell him that he's going to drop, so he's going to push step back. We're going to get this action. Roy would tell this guy that he's going to cheat and come off the edge, so we get 4 men coming after pass, and we get curl middle curl with the secondary call. So this would be most likely something that looks like this. Actually, it'd be more like that. All right, something that looks like that. So this is a situation where called a lot in the summer during 7-on-7. But then if we're getting people that are real pesky with the short passing game, and we don't feel like we can get to them with rip calls or twist calls, then we'd start making these kind of calls, these 4-man blitzes, and try to get an extra guy dropping. Now, it's probably still looks like it's susceptible in the flats, but in reality, what we got going on is, remember, he's going to sit. So he's flat-footed reading the quarterback. So if we're getting something, you know, quick screen, bubbles, hitches, he's going to be all over it. He's taking one step, he's looking at the quarterback, so he would be buzzing hard. So it actually is a lot better in the flats than it looks on the board, because of the technique, that no back pedal corner technique really gets us to be able to attack the flats a lot better than a typical 4 team normally could. So then, just to finish this thing off, would be our answer when they go 3 by 1, and you know, we're very high tech. We're going to check 3. So in this situation, between 2 and 3, 5 yards deep, he's still at 7. He could still be like that. We could actually still make this call, but this wouldn't necessarily be a call that we made. We could call rip, we could call any call we wanted, but our technique is he's going to eyeball number 2, and we can game plan that. If number 3, you know, they're wanting to run the pipe around here a lot, we can make an adjustment on the sideline. But his eyes are on number 2. He collisions any vertical route. He's going to collision that, and then get eyes on quarterback to decide whether it widens. If he gets anything to the outside, he sinks, because we're much more concerned about a slant than we are about throwing the flat route right there. So he's going to slow play to the flats, but he's going to collision any vertical route by number 2. Like we said, if this is giving us trouble, he can easily, because he's between 2 and 3, he can easily change it to 3 on the sideline as a sideline adjustment. Country 3, our corner techniques are exactly the same as they are in 4. So we're using that 1001, 1002, 1003, no back pedal technique. Eyes on quarterback, and then he'll pop his hips and run if we don't get quick game immediately. So ends up being here with whatever calls in the front. Again, the front is detached from the backside. We would make this call because we're getting a 3-by-1 look, or even a twins look. We would check 3 right there as our base call. So one of the reasons I love it is because it's so simple. So it's not going to get more simple than that. Slant is our strong slant. Lou and Roy is our 4-man when we're sending 4 and dropping 7. Did I do my math right? And then cover 3 is our answer to trips or to twins. Still with these same butt face hip reads, and then doing a good job on the double team because we're playing smaller linemen. Just gonna throw and roll and try to hold on to the guy that we're getting the face read out of. That's it. We'll do day 3 insertion tomorrow. Thank you, coaches.